Can anyone hear me now? Why does this happen? I do the same thing every time. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. It should come through. It should come through. All right. All right. I go through all that again. I got to go through all that again. All right. All right. There it is. It's coming through. There it is. It's coming through. Oh, God. Every time. What the hell? What the hell? I don't know. Sounds like it's working now. Sounds like it's working now. Oh, it's got a damn echo. Oh, it's got a damn echo. Which one? Which one? Yeah, how am I going to do that if I do the... But it's only one going through. Why would it echo? Why would it echo? Is that working? Can I be heard? Come on. There it is. Oh, jeez. That doesn't make any sense. No sense at all. All right. Let me explain again. Jeez. Yeah, I wasn't sure I'd be able to do this, but after I got up, I thought I'd be in a lot of pain, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. And I walked it off, and I thought, you know what? I can go ahead and do the Nailsin Comics Show. Was going to do a Nailsin Ratings Live with a bunch of pre-taped segments. That was an idea I had about how to do it because the voice gets shot after a while. And then I could comment on in between the different video segments and maybe make a show out of that. Well, the stories are getting old. I'll just have to put them out as is and maybe try that again later. So gonna do this instead. And also, it's increasingly difficult to do it live normally because I'm usually a gas station at this point, and then when I get off work, I come home to be a human being, and I'm pretty much shot at that moment. So now I can do it because, well, I wasn't a gas station tonight. So it should work out okay, but in the future, time permitting, it's just going to be a pre-taped show. You know? Now, time permitting, sometimes won't have the time to get to it, and, well, I'll probably go ahead and fire it up and hope for the best, and then they'll be live. But other than that, you know, this is it. So, gonna read, the favorite character of Mr. Nailsin Sunday Comics, the Blue Beetle, and just gonna read one out of this issue and save the rest for later. Oh, boy. So after I've read that, we'll jump over to my Photoshop where I will correct my Demon Mask comic book character based on Karmic X's Demon Sex Mask. Of course, at the time that I originally drew it, I didn't know what it looked like. Well, now I do. So, it's very different. So I'm going to have to fix it. And I've done that. I sketched it out, and now I'm going to put some color to it and then try to replace, the face from the original, and the hopes that that'll fix everything. Yeah. So, you got all that to look forward to. Won't that be fun? Yes. Yes, it will. All right, let's get into the Blue Beetle. So this is Blue Beetle number 20. I believe this is a Carlton, so it's not the old Fox one. Yeah, it's a Carlton public. It is. And so they were still going with the Dan Garrett version at this point. Looks like they moved his belt buckle over a little to the side. I don't know. Still in his skirt and all that. So they went on with it. This is probably late 50s or perhaps early 60s. I forget. It changed hands quite a bit. So I'm just going to go through the Carlton run. I'm sure there's still some Fox features versions. There's the earlier versions of Blue Beetle, and perhaps catch up on those. But anyway, gonna do this one. So it's number 20. Oh, what's in this issue? Well, lightning fast Blue Beetle. And you can barely see it, but it's the word in. Yeah. In another fast-moving crusade against crime. And it looks like he's going to get shot. So, now granted, his suit was always bulletproof, so he should be okay there, except for the face. But for some reason, they never aimed for it, So, fortunately, criminals are not just a cowardly, superstitious lot, but also very stupid and don't have good aim. So, what's all this crap? This is a list of the other comics that they publish. Atomic Mouse. That mouse is radioactive. So, and then of course, Blue Beetle, Cowboy Love. It's apparently a series that inspired Brokeback Mountain. Cowboy Western. So that pretty much tells you what it is. It could have just been Cowboy Comics or Western Comics, but they went the double whammy. Danger and adventure. So there's stuff that's really dangerous, stories about sticking forks in the socket, and then there's adventures. So then there's funny animals. Oh boy, they're hilarious, along with the Merry Mailman. So this is a mailman who should have been a comedian, but I don't know. He just never got around to it. But he works for the Postal Service, and he's really funny. Gabby Hayes, well, you know him. Hot rods and racing cars. Well, you can have a hot rod, but it never does any real racing. So I guess that's the deal. But the rest of the vehicles, they're actually in, races. Lash LaRue, another cowboy, Monty Hale, and My Little Margie. Rocky Lane, Six Gun Hero, Soldier, and Marine. Space Adventures, Rocky Jones, Space Ranger, Sweethearts, Tex Ritter. Is that based on, John Ritter's dad? Because, John Ritter played Jack Tripper in Three's Company. Well, his dad was an actor as well in his younger days, and mostly did Westerns. Yeah. This is Suspense, True Life Secrets. So, based on a true story, whatever, but it's all very secret. TV Teens, Don Winslow of the Navy, win a prize, a whole comic book called Winner. Maybe it's a book of puzzles or something. If you win something, I don't know. Zoo Funnies, all that humor that goes on at the zoo. You don't know what you're missing. Nyoka Jungle Girl. Well, there we go. So here's the executive editor, Alfred. Is that a V? A Z? Something. Fago. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, he's the editor. So here we go. Before you're through reading this Blue Beetle yarn, folks, you'll be sitting on the edge of your seats. Seats? Well, I guess, yeah, folks, plural. Okay, I got you. This will guarantee, even though it starts with just a simple case of rookie trouble. Oh, no, look, a piece of that building's falling over, and Blue Beetle just happens to be flying by. By now, he's got flying powers. I don't know. He just does. Hi, fellas. How's the police force's rawest rookie today? He's coming along as fine as could be expected, Joan. And now, what would a charming news hawk like yourself be doing on our humdrum beat? Before Joan can answer, John, watch out!
He is after me! He has a gun! Keep running, mister. I'll stop him for you.
Oh, I thought there was another panel.
Dan, boy, you've bowled me over.
Officer, that man is save your win. You'll be needing it for all the explaining you'll have to do at the station house.
You get an A for effort, officer, but you sure messed me up. I'm with Army counterintelligence, and that man I was chasing was a foreign agent.
Oh, of all the bonehead. Hey, I just saw something move in that alley. Dan Garrett rushes into the alley. Here's my chance to cash in on that bonehead play by switching outfits and getting into action as the Blue Beetle. But they're all staring there watching you do it, aren't they? I mean, now everyone's going to know. Last I saw of the agent, he was running toward the docks. Yeah. East River, here I come. At that moment,
Chief, this is Agent RZ. I come fast. Prepare the entrance.
Then,
Chief, a man from the skies, a man like a blue beetle, is coming for me. I must speak fast now. What I was carrying had to be left behind.
He's lost control of the speedboat, and there's too much river traffic to let him run wild.
If you say so, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Didn't count on his spotting me so soon, really. A man in a blue set of tights flying. He wasn't going to notice that. I have no choice now. I'll have to pull him in. Well, you were chasing after him to apprehend him all along, weren't you? So, I don't know. But anyway, he decides to, catch him boat and all. When Dan Garrett finally reports to headquarters, sorry, I bollocksed up that foreign agent deal, but I hear the Blue Beetle pulled him in after all.
He's behind bars, Garrett. No thanks to you. But with your help, he did have time to get rid of the microfilm he was carrying. Mannigan, from now on, don't let this rookie out of your sight. Maybe he means well, but he's greener than a new pool table.
Later.
Now, where would you be heading for now, Dan? Not for more trouble, I hope.
Just going to check on Joan Mason, Mike. I want to find out if she was hurt when that guy jostled her. Nothing like X-ray vision. Yes, he suddenly has Superman powers to save a man from walking up 3 flights to find out if someone's home. Joan's not around, but she sure has lots of unexpected company.
Keep searching. I've got to get a pair of her panties. It must be here. It must. I've got to have her panties. Yes.
What? Before Dan can make a move. He just, all right, well, he saw them in her, okay, so he changed to do his, okay. There's a strong wind up there, and that construction worker's about to fall off the girder. No time now to check on what's going on in Joan's apartment. I guess she's going to lose a pair of panties. Have to save that man. Made it. Oh, dislocates his shoulder.
Phew, that was close. Where are you going, Blue Beetle? Aren't you going to give me a chance to say thanks?
Joan's apartment. If I'm lucky, they'll still be searching for her panties. They've cleared out. They didn't find what they were looking for. Her panties are all in place. I know. I've cataloged all of them. Oh, yeah. Yes, I have. And next time, it'll be Joan herself they'll come after. Oh, no. Oh, later, as Dan Garrett again. You have... Oh, just her talking. You got to have it closer to... Anyway, you have rookie jitters, Deanne. So what if my apartment was searched? What? It happens all the time. I'm used to it. Haven't you ever heard of second story men? Why should it mean I'm in danger? Good Lord, what an idiot. Man. The next day... Lucky this is my day off. Hey, mine too. So I can spend it as the Blue Beetle, watching over Joan. I do like to watch her through the window. Yeah. So far, nothing's... Hey! That cornice up there! It's crumbling! See, it's a good thing he's an obsessive peeping Tom. He can catch all this stuff. Oh, now we know what the splash page is about. A parade's rounded the corner. They're marching right underneath. And there's not enough time for me to get to the cornice. Still hurtling through the air, the Blue Beetle takes a deep breath. And then...
oh, God. Smells like onions.
It worked. I blew them all out of the impact area, and no one was hurt. I'll zoom to the roof now to see what made the cornice crash.
We have failed. The falling cornice was not...
What?
Oh, has not made Joan Mason rush from her office to interview the onlookers. There's nothing else we can do. Let's report back to the chief.
Their chief? I'll tail them. They're headed for the docks.
Later.
The bulkhead of that ship's sliding open. They're steering their speedboat right in.
After a soundless dive.
The ship's hollow. Just a false front to cover up a submarine moored inside. I'll swim close to the hull and get an earful of what they have to report to their chief.
We could not lure the girl from her office. She still has her coat with her, and her panties, with the microfilm taped to the lining.
Fools! The American police are still questioning Agent... What? Oh, Z. What if he cracks? What if he tells them where he planted the film while he was being chased?
Well, then I guess we are screwed.
Just then.
Sir, radio message from the other team. They have captured Joan Mason. They have the film and are awaiting your orders.
You see now why you failed? I had 2 teams of operatives working in the city today. While you fools were working on the roof, they were contacting the young lady inside her office. Transmit these orders at once. They are to load both the microfilm and the young lady onto the plane at our secret airport. If any attempt is made to stop them, they are to use the girl's life as a means of bargaining their way out.
Yeah, okay.
Have to get to that plane. But first, I want to make sure the sub doesn't get away. Those cables.
Just got another message, sir. The plane is about to take off.
Excellent. Excellent. Our mission to obtain the atomic secrets has been accomplished. Now we can return to the homeland. Full speed ahead. Good Lord, his nose fell off, and his chin, and part of his forehead. Yeah, these things happen. They do. But then, that wasn't what the cable was meant to be used for. But something tells me there won't be any complaints when people find out. Now, the Blue Beetle soars into the air and begins circling the city. What's he doing that for? He's got to go save Joan. Fine time for a tour. Checking all outgoing planes with his X-ray vision. No sign of Joan yet. Hope I didn't take too long in mobilizing the sub, but come on, how many times do I get to play with a submarine? You know, it was cool.
Meanwhile, no planes in pursuit yet. Soon the microfilm will be in the hands of a scientist. And if any plane should appear, use the radio to tell them we shall shoot the girl if they try to stop us.
Oh no. Can I have my panties back? There's Joan now. Looks like a plane. Doesn't look like Joan. Suddenly the plane lurches sickeningly.
Oh no, the plane is vomiting.
And before the agents can get back on their feet, Blue! Oh, it's her. Blue Beetle! It took a hard yank on their airline to knock them all flat. Now just a few solid punches and they'll be sure to stay flat. But then, Blue Beetle, we're out of control. We'll all crash. A split second before the plane can crash, the Blue Beetle whizzes forward and tugs hard on the joystick. Well, you know, whatever it takes. Later. You counterintelligence men can thank your lucky stars that the Blue Beetle took over.
One thing you'll never know, young lady, is that the Blue Beetle has been working with us all the time. We arranged for the first agent to escape with some blank microfilm so he could lead us to the chief. But he planted the film on you and then had to be rescued from the river before he ever got to his chief. And that's when things began getting complicated.
Okay.
You're lucky, Dan, that everything was wound up on your day off. Otherwise, you'd surely have bollocksed it all.
One thing neither you nor everybody else, not even counterintelligence, will ever know is that I'm the Blue Beetle. The end. Well, that's just great. Well, the art somewhat improved from previous efforts, but the storytelling, well, I mean, they could have just left this guy out. He says, oh, by the way, we were secretly manipulating everything from behind. And yeah, okay. So what's next? Oh, boy, Joan Mason, except she's dyed her hair black and cut it. See, here she is. That's red hair. It's a little longer. So she went and got her hair cut. I don't know, maybe she didn't like it. And they said, well, we'll dye it jet black. So they did. So next week, an adventure of Joan Mason, reporter. And Blue Beetle's girl. And Pussy. So you're not going to want to miss that. So tune in next week for Mr. Nailsin Sunday Comics for, the joyous thrills you're about to experience with Joan Mason. Yeah. Hey, Thompson says, hey, Doug. Hey, Thompson. Hey, Thompson, Predator this week? Yeah, I don't know if I'll get there or not, but, we'll see. Hey, Thompson, I got tickets to the premiere here. Looking forward to beating you there. Well, you probably will. Hey, Thompson, take it easy on Predator, Doug. I'm going back to bowling. Bowling? You mean after you watch the movie, you're going to go bowling? I guess. I don't know. Anywho. I don't know why this thing has to snap, crackle, pop. Just because I'm going over to, oh, wait, you got to put it up so you can see it. And all right, you got to start over. It should be very, very simple. Why isn't it? What the hell? Why did it go away? Oh, man, oh man. I'm going to do it like that, I guess. But in the meantime, the window capture. There it is. You got to, there we go. That should do it. All right. It should be showing up. It is. So there we go. Cool. That's cool. Okay. Oh, not that stupid. Make sure it's still there. All right, here we go. There's Karmic. It's a drawing I did. And I didn't know what it looked like when I initially did it. It was talking sex mask and all that. So I just assumed that it was, a GIMP mask. So I got to do it on that. And I got to do it on the corner box thing. So in some ways, it does look a little cooler. But yeah, what are you going to do? He said studs, but it's actually these spikes are on it, you know? So, all right, here we go for this. So let's see. We'll get some rouge. There we go. Wow, look at that. It fit just about everywhere. Damn. Usually it's always a pain. It doesn't really work. All right, we'll go with this. Damn. Oh, maybe something. Oops, nope, not that too. Well, you gotta have your right tool if you're going to do proper art. And that's a fact. Facts are facts. Whoops, 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 whoops. There we go. Something like that. All right. I shall color his face. There we go. There we go. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Man, this is going a lot faster than I thought. That's there we go. And then here's eye color. All right. Damn, I wonder if even that might work. Yeah, all right. We'll do it this way. Usually I just, sort of digitally paint it over. So I don't have to worry about all the unconnected lines, and then the color just goes everywhere. And oh my God, it's a mess. Still gonna go over it a little bit, but a little bit of the hair there. And there you go.
Holy crap. Good Lord.
It depends. Be coming along nicely. Yeah, yeah. All right. Let me cut that out. This. There we go. We've got that karmic face. Such a demonic, messed up, crazy karmic face. And let's see. Huh. Do I really want? Yeah, I might as well. Okay, we'll put that there. Blah, 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 blah. All the way.
No, you have all the answers. You have all the answers. You piece of shit.
Whoops, whoops, whoops.
I'm not going to sit here and take any more impropriety.
All right. It's funny how some of these, it's like, good Lord, it's going to take a while, you know? And then others? And this, I didn't even scan it. I just took a picture of it with the phone. And sometimes, you know, that's a mixed bag. It doesn't always work out. Other times, it actually comes out better because it solidifies the lines a little more, at least to my liking, and creates the illusion of a more traditional cartoon look to the finish.
In my humble opinion. But I digress.
There we go. There we go. Maybe a little bit bigger than that. I suppose, yeah. Yeah.
I just don't understand this world.
Well, a lot of people don't, you know. I mean, stuff happens and you're like, oh, what the hell was that? And, you know, that's just the way that goes. Oh, no, not that. I grabbed the wrong one. No, not that. Anything but that. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. Whoops. All right. I got to go take care of some business. These things VGO. Come on. Well, maybe one of these. I mean, I had it. Yeah, this one. This is one of the Nailsin ratings videos I was going to do. So take a look at this, and I'll be back to finish this. Big mistakes for James Gunn. Superman was what he did with Jor-El. And I saw it as a serious problem. Easily solved, but didn't do it within the movie. Even though it was like, oh, don't worry, like they'll fix it in the sequel or in Supergirl. At the outset, that's not good enough. But apparently, that's what they're going to do in Supergirl, which, of course, you have to. Because if that's what Krypton is like, and it's made up of people like that, then what kind of person is Supergirl? Because you understand, she was a teenage girl when Krypton was destroyed. So she's very much a part of that society. Superman never lived it. He was an infant and grew up in Smallville on Earth. So, and knew nothing of this, as demonstrated by the movie. Whereas, yeah, Supergirl would have known that this mindset was there. So, now what do you do? See, all the problems it creates is completely unnecessary. Could have done it that it was just Luthor screwing around, which would be the best outcome of that. It's really the only way. But you needed to do it within the movie. So, yeah, Luthor lied. No biggie there. He's Luthor. Of course he lied. But he didn't do it. So the Supergirl movie will clarify Superman 2025's most controversial retcon, confirms Star. All right. So, no, not Millie, some other guy. 2026's Supergirl is confirmed to provide clarification. About Superman's most controversial retcon regarding the titular Kryptonian's origin story. DC Studios co-CEO and Superman co-CEO. I thought they were talking about the director of Supergirl. James Gunn made a controversial change to the Superman's origin by revealing the truth behind Jor-El and Lara's message. It turned out that Clark's Kryptonian parents sent him to Earth to enslave humanity and repopulate the planet with Kryptonian children. While some fans claimed that the message was clear, Superman made it clear that the message was clear. Superman made it clear that the message was genuine and authentic numerous times. Claimed that the message was, I think they meant to say wasn't clear. I don't know. But no, it was clear that the message was authentic numerous times, with Gunn putting the final nail in the coffin by pointing out that it was real. The massive twist about Jor-El's message positioned the House of El in a precarious situation because it strongly indicated that Krypton is a society of potential conquerors. Despite that, Supergirl is the best project to provide clarification on that unexpected chip. How are you going to do that? If that's Jor-El, that's what he believes. That's who he is. He's born out of Krypton. So is Supergirl. What are you going to do? So speaking with Nerdtropolis, Supergirl star David Krumholtz, who plays Zor-El, Supergirl's father, teased what lies ahead for the movie while also confirming that the Millie Alcock-led movie will be sort of further clarifying what the House of El is all about. It's very true to the graphic novel that it's based on. Yeah, it doesn't have anything about this. This is Gunn threw this in there. But based on Woman of Tomorrow, which is great. I'm thrilled to be sort of the next piece of telling the story of Krypton and sort of further clarifying what the House of El is all about. Krumholtz's comments confirm that Our girl will shed some light on the dark Superman twist involving Jor-El's message. Well, no, it doesn't. He just says you're going to get clarification about the House of El. It doesn't appear that he's actually addressing Jor-El's message. You know, they have to. They really need to do it. But odds are they might just ignore it. You know, which that's stupid. So maybe they will, and it'll just be like Zor-El says, Jor-El, he had some crazy ideas. That's one of the reasons why no one believed him about the planet blowing up. You know, well, a broken clock can be twice a day. So I guess that's old Jor-El, I guess that's what is that what they're gonna do? Well, so which is a good thing because the controversial retcon sparked backlash when it was shown in the 2025 movie. Yeah, nobody likes it. It's bad. It's stupid, and it's never been the Elseworld stories where the Kryptonians conquered Earth and all that. That doesn't count. Although Superman's ending may have hinted that Lex Luthor tampered with the message, no, it didn't. You would assume that's what it was, but it's not in the film. This was a minor detail not noticed by many fans, meaning it might not be enough to prove that Jor-El's message was fake. No, it doesn't, especially when Gunn comes out. No, it wasn't fake. That was the real message. Yeah, So Greg Gillespie will be the director, and it's written by Anna Noguera. Supergirl is a space adventure similar to Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, that's another thing about Joe. Oh, it's going to be, all he can do is Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, it's going to take place in space. That's the similarity. Yeah, I don't think it's going to do much about it. It needs to, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. At this stage, her girl has the opportunity to retcon the controversial Superman twist. Yeah, boy, we really hope so. Huh? But I don't know. However, James Gunn's past comments suggest that the message is 100% real. So, yeah, what do you do? He's got to change his mind. And one of us is going, look, stupid, you can't do that. I don't know. While Supergirl will likely not reverse the controversial retcon, yeah, it probably won't. It can further clarify the twist through Kara Zor-El's perspective. Yeah, that's the problem. It's Kara Zor-El running. Yeah, what are you doing, Kal-El? We're supposed to conquer this stupid place. These people are primitives. Is that her attitude? And everyone's going to run around. Lex Luthor was right. You really painted yourself in a corner here. So it's possible that not everyone in the House of El agrees with Jor-El's angle. Yeah, I suppose that's what they're going to do. So you're just going to have to trash Jor-El completely and just say, oh, he had some crazy ideas. And there you go. It seems that his character Zor-El is an opposing force against Zor-El. But this could prove to be his downfall. This could hint at Kara's potential animosity toward Jor-El. It's also possible that she doesn't blame Kal-El for his father's ruthless goals, knowing that he was still a baby before the fall of Krypton. It is a different story altogether if Kara knew about Jor-El's message but decided to keep it from her cousin. She would have to know. She would have to know about this attitude unless it's just crazy Jor-El. Yeah. That's your only other out. The best out is Luthor lied. The only other out, and since Gunn seems to be dead set against that, and he didn't put it in the movie, which is where it belonged, then it's just Jor-El's crazy. And that's why no one believed him when the planet was going to blow up. Even his own brother didn't believe him until it was almost too late, and managed to save, Argo City for a while, but then that didn't work. So he saves his daughter the same way that his brother saved his son. So I guess that's what they're going to do. But at the same time, Kara knew. I mean, unless they're going to do the stuff that she was an infant too at the time, you know, because then you get more and more far afield. I know you can't do a panel by panel adaptation of Superman, and good Lord, which one? There's been decades of it. But these core elements of the characters, there is no justification for screwing around with that. It's just someone who doesn't really respect the property that does that, you know? So hope that Supergirl will save the day. Unlikely. But it creates all these plot problems. You're just going to ignore it? You know? You ruined Supergirl's chances. And a lot's riding on it now because, well, you stumbled out the gate with Superman, and then Peacemaker season number 2. Oof. And now, poor Supergirl's got to deal with. No wonder she's drinking, you know. Anyway, yeah, we'll see. But he should have just said it. Luthor lied. He just lied. He framed Superman. It's the kind of thing a villain would do anyway. I just don't get these people, you know? Whoops. I went by quicker than I thought. Well, maybe not quick enough. I don't know. Anyway, back to Karmic. All right. So I guess that's the deal for that. I won't. Geez, I don't remember this being that complicated. Is that him? Yeah, there it is. All right. We'll just move this on over.
Good Lord, he's huge.
All right. How much Karmic can you stand? Yeah.
Well, you're about to find out.
There we go. Jesus, looks like one of those exaggerated.
Oh shit, my head's too big. Oh no.
Oh no. All right, here we go. Shit. Oh no. Okay. Well, hell.
Why, it almost fits like a glove, doesn't it?
All right, just shits and giggles. I'll go ahead and duplicate the layer. We'll get rid of the original. That away. Go in here and get rid of that. Yeah. Go ahead and take that out. Now, of course, I did the halftone pattern over the suit. Maybe that works anyway. Maybe just leave his face alone. I wouldn't want to. Yeah. The only other thing is I didn't realize that he's barefoot all the time. So I guess I need to do that too. Do I really care enough to do that? But then I got him running over here for the corner box thing. It's like a stupid foot. Surely he does wear shoes or boots when he's out and about, huh? All right. We'll duplicate that too.
Duplicate the layer.
And over here. Let's see. Where? I don't know what part of the. Is this it? No. That's the. Yeah, I guess that's it then. All right. Yep, that's it. I'm moving over just a tad, a teensy bit. And The Adventures of Demon Mask. Mild-mannered, streamer fights a never-ending battle. Um, I don't know. Against assholes. Stuff like that, There we go. So we'll go ahead and duplicate that as well, just in case I want to revisit the original for whatever goddamn reason. That's his. Yeah, I forgot. His hair kind of blends in with the yellow color, but who cares? It works. So there we go. A simple fix. Well, maybe not so simple. Let's see. I want to. Oh crap! I forgot. It's the whole city and everything. I should have done that separately. Oh. Whoop whoop whoop. Kind of darken up the jacket. Let's see, it's supposed to be his superhero suit. So he would, I don't know if he has any gloves, but he would need to get them because we're going to keep your secret identity. You don't want your fingerprints anywhere, that sort of thing, lest someone finds out who Demon Mask is. Can a $100 mask bring justice to a misunderstood dancing lad from the Valley of Men? Well, perhaps the issue will explain. So, they all mocked mild-mannered YouTube streamer Karmic, but their thighs will quiver before the power of Demon Mask. So there you go. His, I don't know what his powers are. I didn't really think that part out. But once he put on the mask, he realized his true calling in life or some shit. And, he's got to wage his one-man war on the, well, I guess not the Valley. He's always praising the Valley of Men, but lately he says he hates men, So I don't know. He's got to teach the world or the Valley of Men how to actually be a man, I guess. I guess that's the deal. So there you go. New and improved. Demon Mask. It's all fixed up. Isn't that great? I'm going to go with yes. Yes, it is. So there we have it. Thank God that worked out. I was a little worried there for a minute that I wouldn't be able to. But, I did. All right, where was I? Yeah, Susan Dolan, hi. Hey, Thompson, Doug, can you show off your mask collection? Well, maybe next Halloween. Hey, Thompson, Doug would look great in that mask. Oh, God. No chance of that. Hey, Thompson, I found Karmic to be entertaining prior to the constant rage. I can't watch anymore. Too much yelling and weird stuff going on. Well, but some of it does get hilarious, though. I know that wasn't his intent, but... Hey, Thompson, I don't want to see Supergirl. He is making her into some drunk dumbass. What a waste of screen time. Yeah, it looks like that. I mean, she does get drunk in the early pages of the Woman of Tomorrow comic. but it's all very brief. After that, she, but they have her show up drunk off her ass, in the Fortress of Solitude, which doesn't make any sense. In the book, she does this. She goes to a red sun planet so she can get drunk because she's very depressed about her 21st birthday. And of course, she's missing Krypton and all that. And so, as part of the trauma she suffered, because she has, actual memories of Krypton, whereas, Superman doesn't. And so you can imagine the impact on her was a lot worse than for him. And so that's how, it was all right, her 21st birthday. So she flies off to this alien world to get drunk. And that's the deal. And that's how she runs into the girl that she ends up helping in the story. So, all right. But then why would she get drunk again after that adventure? Is this before that adventure? So she went to a planet, got drunk, comes back home to get her dog, then goes back to get drunk some more, and then meets the girl and has her adventure. I guess. It was stupid. So, not a great lead up to it. But then it's like, stay tuned and watch Peacemaker season number 2. Because that's a direct sequel to Superman. And enjoy this bisexual orgy. Title: The Perfect Storm. Is she legal, though? Well, 21st birthday, so yeah. Hey, Thompson, if she was a teenager when Krypton blew and Superman is a 24-year-old reporter, I'd say she is legal. Well, yeah, but there is that time displacement and space travel and stuff. And I think that was always the story. Of course, the planet blew up, and then her father and I guess a couple of his pals were able to save the city that they lived in. So it kind of floated on a chunk of Krypton. How the hell they did that, I don't know, but they did it. It lasted for a while, but then it became clear that wasn't going to work. And I guess Zor-El, Jor-El's brother, all they had was a couple of parts to put together a rocket, and it could only fit little Supergirl in there. So they figured, well, at least you'll live, and then he shot her off into space. So I guess that's usually that was the explanation. Whatever, but yeah, she was around. And it depends. It varies. Sometimes she was really young, but, not as young as Kal-El. So other times she's pretty much a teenage girl, living on Krypton, and then it all goes to hell. But she was also there to witness Kandor being taken by Brainiac, stuff like that. I would, makes it for a more interesting setup. But I don't know. It's looking like this all comes to an end with Man of Tomorrow. So, we'll see. We'll see. Susan Dolan, Doug, according to the either Golden Age or Silver Age Supergirl in Superman comic, a large chunk of Krypton blew away from the blast. There were survivors, one being Jor-El's brother Zor-El. Yeah, Cal's uncle Zor-El. Drive-by. Hello, Drive-by. I think Gunn's Superman is garbage. Henry Cavill is Superman, and hopefully we'll see him again if Warner is bought by Netflix. Have a good Sunday, Doug. Well, for a while there, the word was Netflix was going to pass on this, and then suddenly, no, they've hired a firm to look into the financial data of Warner Brothers to see if there's, a possibility for them to get in on this. So, and then, Snyder's been teasing all his, his images of Henry and Ben Affleck and Joe Manganiello. I forget. I always get it wrong, but he was Deathstroke. So he's been doing that, and it's like coincidence, so yeah, there's something going on there. Will they get it in the end? I don't know. Hey, Thompson, what I do, make sure you see these movies in IMAX 3D laser. I can't walk out. it becomes about the 3D and not the movie. Yeah. Susan Dolan, Zor-El's wife and daughter, Kara L. Zor-El, created the survival zone and tried to save as many Kryptonians as he could, but no one would go into the survival zone. He sent Kara L. off to Earth. See, they probably thought he was as nutty as his brother. See, that's how they'll do it in the movie, you know. He said, I'm not like him. I'm not crazy. Oh, damn it. Hey, Thompson, pretty much all superhero movies will suck. That's not a guarantee, but we got to see them. Kids, I can't walk out of 3D. I'm like an infant looking at keys jingling. Well, all right then. Susan Dolan, Zor-El and his wife went into the survival zone before the big chunk of Krypton blew, destroying the last remaining Kryptonians. Well, that's a new one on me. Susan Dolan says, hi, drive-by. Hey, Thompson, I had to walk out of Demon Slayer IMAX. There was a subtitle audio track problem. I walked into Weapon, poor screen. Weapon didn't need any gimmicks. You mean Weapons? I had a Weapon. There's a movie called Weapon and Weapons. I don't know. I had already seen Weapons in IMAX and enjoyed it. 8,000. They fixed Demon Slayer and it has been playing in IMAX for a few weeks now. Susan Dolan, also Supergirl didn't have Crypto as a pet. No, it was primarily Superman's pet. She had a cat later on, but I don't know. They're changing that up to make it her dog for the movie. She had an orange tomcat. What, Streaky? Yeah, okay, you got it. With green lightning bolts on his sides and his name. I didn't remember them being green. I thought they were white. Was Streaky, and his powers would come and go. I think it was some sort of accident that gave him his Kryptonian powers like that. A. Thompson, $156 for what? Tyler the Perfect Storm. I was talking about her immigration status. Oh, well, technically neither. Well, I guess. Well, you see, Superman, having been under the, I guess, custody jurisdiction of the Kents, makes him okay, sort of, kind of. And then he has to. I don't know how they do that. I guess she isn't legal. But what are you going to do? She's Supergirl. She can go wherever she wants. So anyway, there we go. And no super tips. Well, I tried. So I got an hour in. That ought to help to, the numbers, whatever. And that'll have to do it for, I didn't do a Wednesday comics. Now, come on. I got my hour in. You looked at my Supergirl video. So that at least there's that. And we read Blue Beetle. Boy, that was fun. And then I fixed the Karmic Demon mask right here, right now, live. And, I think that'll do. That will do. All right, everybody have a good. I don't know what's next in the hopper. Probably another round of Nailsin news. There's always something. I keep collecting those stories, and they're nasty. But you look at stuff like that and you realize sometimes you might be a little hard on yourself, think you're not doing all that great. Then you see stuff like that and you go, well, at least I'm not those people, Yeah. I don't kill people. I don't burn stuff to the ground. I don't freak out and run around naked in the street. I don't write my memoirs in my own feces. I don't do any of that stuff. So at least I'm not that, Yeah. Anyway, hope you all had a good, happy Halloween, and it's on to Thanksgiving now. So we look forward to that. Enjoy it. And but for right now, enjoy your Sunday, and we'll meet again.